Hello friends, welcome to Akulmach Business Channel, and today in this program we will discuss about the freebie culture. As you can see the title here, this is the topic of discussion today. In fact, I will tell you that this is something which is not new to all of us, especially people who are in business. But what is the impact of freebie, how it affects the people psychology, and is it good or is it bad in a long run? So we will discuss all of these issues, and also why government should not get into this freebie business. So whole lot of ideas I'm going to discuss with you today. So stick around till the end as an outstanding show coming up after this short break. So, friends, as I said, the freebie word is not a new word. I think we have been hearing this that, especially if you are a business person, you know that to win a larger deal, you will give something small for free, or sometimes you call it trial, or sometimes you call it something else. Every business is doing these things, including the giants like all these American online giants like Netflix and all that. They will give 1 month free, things like that. And today, because of this freebie culture, people are getting used to this free or trial sessions as it is a norm. It is not a norm. It was started as a some sort of a carrot, and now it is becoming a norm. So humans are now getting more and more expecting that any deal will come with some set of a freebie, and this is all because of the businesses that we are in, and I think this is a common practice in business. But what happens if the government start giving freebies? And again, let me talk about this freebie culture. When the government gets into it, the governments who have started giving freebies or taking care of the citizens requirement are the communist government, because their nature was socialism. So the citizens will pay taxes, and the government, mainly the socialist and the communist government, they will take care of everything, which is education or the food, etc., subsidized rate. But the catch there is that you have to basically pay taxes to the government, or in certain cases, extreme cases, where you get paid by the government itself, and you get given everything, your rations and your requirement, education is given by the government. You will not get paid also in certain extreme cases. So the freebie culture was literally started by the socialist government way back about 150 years back, and that was a time when the government started taking interest in providing everything for free. Well, when you look at the capitalist society, which are the other end of the spectrum, there the government do not do anything. They will provide only safety and security, but all other means for survival, citizens will have to find for themselves. And if you look at the other extreme, which is the American society, which is 100% capitalist, there people have a lot of ambition, and they have they want to grow, they want to live in a big houses, and they want to basically be rich. And that is why the capitalist society and capitalist countries provide that environment which will allow you to live your dreams. Whereas in the socialism, you get paid by the government, and you have to be contented with that. But hold on, let me also talk about certain Western countries which have now taken this whole freebie business to the extreme. Let's talk about the Nordic countries. So, as you know, that the highest living standards are maintained in these countries, which is Denmark, Sweden, Finland, and Iceland. So, in these countries, the level of living standards are very high. The work life balance is also the best in the world. That means you can choose work from home at least once in a week. And if you're going out for a drink with your friends or relatives, you don't have to make some sort of an excuse that I'm going to a doctor or a dentist, you can straight away tell your boss that, hey, I'm going for a drink with my friends. And that is how the Nordic society is. So they actually get all the benefits from the government, especially all these Nordic countries. The taxes are very, very high. You can't even imagine. The taxes are in the range of 60%, which is the almost twice the amount of tax anywhere in the world. So highest paid taxes in those countries, and also highest standard of living, where everything is taken care by the government. And at the same time, if you look at the happiness index also, the Nordic countries are having the highest happiness index. And the way of life is very laid back, because everything is now taken care by the government, the infrastructure, the medical services, education. So Nordic people are totally dependent on the government, and their society has evolved in a totally different manner. Now let's talk about something which are also not so good in the Nordic countries. Their rate of suicide is the highest in the world. So it is it's a very ironical situation where one side, in these countries, you have the highest living standards. On other side, you also have the highest rate of suicides. So I think these are some certain things that we need to understand and really analyze, what is going on. So when these countries have taken the freebie culture to such an extent where everything is provided by the government, and people are taxed very high, and so people say that, okay, I don't have to spend money, and everything is paid by the government. So they get into a cycle of contented, and that is how the society in these Nordic countries has evolved, where more and more people are contented with whatever living standards they have, because since the government is providing, and government usually provide equal to everybody, so more or less everybody has the same living standards, everyone has the same living style, the work life balance is also equal to for everyone. And because of that, Nordic people are so contented, they hardly go out of the blue and visit other countries. So, for example, if somebody has to take a holiday, say, since I'm an Indian, if I have to take a holiday, I will go to either within India, which is because India is also a very large country. I have multiple places to visit, or I can go to Paris, or I can go to US. And India, France, or US is not the is not a destination where the happiest people live. However, millions and billions of people visit these places as a tourist. Why they would do that? So when we talk about Nordics, they don't do that. They don't travel to these destinations, because first of all, they don't have means to do that, and second is, all their needs, whatever their life requirements are, they are already taken care, and their living standards are already very high. So they don't have to. They have to feel contented. And at some point in time, this whole bubble burst, and people commit suicide, because they feel that there is nothing else in their life. So there is a flip side of being the happiest country in the world. Now, when we talk about being happy, I think if somebody is getting paid for without being charged, I think that is the happiest feeling. And let's talk about India now. So most of the political parties now promising these freebies in their manifesto. Well, this freebie culture was mostly adopted by the business people, because in order to make a big sale, they used to basically offer something small as a freebie. It's like a teaser. But if the political party starts saying that, if you pay me this much tax, I will give you everything free. So it is like becoming a Nordic kind country, and Nordics have evolved that way right from the very early age, whereas other places like India or any other country has not evolved in that manner. So today, if the political parties start giving freebies, it may totally change the dynamics of the way society function. going by the example of the Nordic, where the people have to feel very contented. They have to feel equal to everybody. They have to feel that there is no further desire. There is no desire to grow rich. There is no desire to achieve anything, and so on and so forth. So there is everything is taken care by the government, and it is of very very high standard. Where is a desire to do anything else? So I think we have to be keeping that in mind also, that if the political party as part of the manifesto start giving freebies, free electricity, free water, free education, free medical services, free railway tickets, free this, free that, everything free provided by the government, what will happen to the society, our society? I think that we need to keep in mind, because right now all of us have to work hard in order to maintain certain lifestyle, and as part of working hard we also innovate, because we want to innovate better than the other person, because obviously there is a competition. So the market forces plays its role in terms of providing growth, and we all know that the in terms of growth, most of the growth comes either from places like India, China, US, UK, and some of these countries, France, etc. Most of the global growth is coming from these countries, which are basically sort of living a quasi capitalist society, where there is competition and there are market forces which plays a role. But if freebie culture comes into at the political level, where the government start increasing tax, because everything is paid for, nothing is free. So in a country like India, if your tax as it is very very high, and you basically start getting all these freebies, who's going to pay for these freebies? Somebody has to pay. Eventually it will come down to increasing taxes, and then it is going to flow back to you as services. So this is what is happening, and I thought I will talk about it, because this is something, and I thought I will talk about especially some examples which are happening in other places, which are offering lot of freebies and lot of services and lot of facilities from the government. And this is a side effect of being facilitated, because I think we will stop growing, we will not have any competition, the living standard of every countryman will be equal to other, and there will be no incentive to do anything extraordinary, because everything is paid by the government. We don't have to exert anything extra. So this is something which is going to be the risk side of it. Even though somebody takes care of all my expenses, I am the most happy person, but I also understand that this is not the best thing for the overall development of the country. Now, when we talk about being contented, because if everything is taken care and we feel that we have achieved everything and there is no incentive, extra incentive to do anything, so I can have a free time, I can every day meet my friends for drinks, I can take a hike in the mountains, because I have no expense of my own, everything is taken care by the government. Then the feeling of contentment will start seeping in, and that will make you slow, that will make you not to compete with anybody, and the society it will change society, it will change the aggression in the people, certain people will just dissolve, it will go away, and people start relaxing, and they will always have a feeling of siesta in them. So these are the risk factor, and right now our country, which is India, is sitting in a very sweet spot, which has the potential to revive the global economy. So if this kind of freebie culture comes into India, the growth will hamper completely. The people who are smart, they will not basically do new inventions. There is no incentive for people to come out with new applications or new way of doing things, smarter way of doing things. So India as a country will lose out big time, and because of 20% of the population lives in India, if this happens, then the global economy will also get hit big time. So I think we have to be very very careful in embracing this freebie culture at the political level, especially at the political level, because I think the role of the government is to provide security, safety, and legal framework, and not get into providing these freebies which otherwise, if the money is earned by a person, it's up to him. The choice has to be given to him whether he wants to spend that money or whether he wants to save. It should not be the role of the government to decide for the citizen of the country. So I thought I will talk about it because this is something which is being discussed also in the nation, that there has to be no freebie culture, but I think that is slowly creeping in. Free electricity, free water, no tickets required in the local transportation, etc., and whatnot. Laptops and scooties, and so all of these freebies are now creeping in, which is a very very bad thing, especially when we look at the growth angle to it. But anyway, these are my feelings. I like to know what you feel about this, and if you have any comments, any suggestion, do send in your comments, and I will respond to your comments. So for today, I like to say goodbye, only to catch you again in the next one.